can you show a little bit how you perform live usually, and what's your approach, and how you build your digital system? So we have just filmed your entire rig, and
Right.
you know that of course you have your real saxophone,
Yes.
real stuff, and you have a digital counterpart.
Yes,
on
I
the other
do.
side.
I do. That's just one orchestral part that's inside of 3 Times a Lady in Lionel's set, and it's just so great to give that kind of expression and dynamics, and it feels so much better because I'm a wind player. It feels so much better to get all of the dynamics right into my mouth where I'm practicing, where it's sensitive enough to express. It's just such a pleasure to play every night. So on that sound, I'm actually using the Roma version 3 cello. So it gives a little more of a high mid-range roundness to it, without being too dominant in the low end. The violin is the Cremona violin. And I love that violin. It just sounds so good. I should give you a sample. So let me find one.
Wow.
You know, so great.
So you were using the bow pressure on the pedal. So
The bow pressure, yeah. So your hands are full when you're a wind controller player. There isn't another place to utilize, although I'm using 3 different constant controllers right here: pitch, breath, and an external controller. But if you get that foot in there, you can definitely make things come alive.
I see.
And it really is, if you're recording, pedals are necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. And have you ever tried to make macros using one pedal and moving more parameters at once?
I've done cross dynamics.
I see.
Where some come in and some go out. I've done things where in the trumpet section, maybe it gets a little dirtier. Yeah, I've done all sorts of things. I've done some crossfades between certain sections. The brass section will come in.
Yeah.
And we're just talking fader volume.
Yeah.
Fader volume only. So brass sections will come in, the wind sections will decrease, and vice versa.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's curious because of course the SWAM instruments are designed to have individual control of each parameter, because for this kind of expressive instruments you cannot assign to one controller something that can work independently.
Yeah.
But for live use, sometimes you need to find the sweet spot between some stuff. For example, in the strings, you can also assign the bow position as well as the bow pressure, and when you reach an higher bow pressure, you can go closer to the bridge with the position.
Yes. Yes, I've done that in recordings, on some of my recordings, where the bow has all 3 dimensions inside of it. And through the use of pedals, you could just vary that as you're recording, or maybe even a second pass, you know.
Yeah.
But what's the most, one of the greatest things for a wind controller player, and I've been playing the Yakai Iwi since 1986, is all of the MIDI mapping parameter selections I can do. I mean, the map here is just amazing. You can map so many things, and so instantly too. I'm going to do the position as we said, and it's mapped. There it is on my pedal, and close it, it's done. You don't have to think about anything other than let's solve this problem and go straight to the music.
Yeah.
What else is there? You know?
If you have a favorite instrument, the one instrument, if you have a request.
Right. Well, I remember the last thing I sent you, I did a thing about the bassoon, because I'm a terrible bassoon player.
Yeah, terrible, I'm not so sure.
I am a terrible bassoon player. I'm a terrible bassoon player. Matter of fact, we're just going to say that. I will go back to it because nothing has changed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still a terrible bassoon player. And I love the bassoon, and especially I love the English horn, although I'm getting to be a little bit better of an English horn player, and it takes a lot of practice. However, when I'm writing music, I don't want to think about, you know, I don't want to take my time and go for an hour, 2 hours in order to get the right part. I just want it down, and the SWAM instruments just nail it every time, you know.
Thank you.
Do I need to play bassoon again, or?
But you ought to pull up the English horn.
I can pull up the English horn, yes.
So is this stuff usable on regular keyboard? I mean,
Yeah.
I pull up this plugin. Obviously, I can't get to all the parameters that
Yeah, just an expression pedal and the mod
the
wheel.
mod wheel and aftertouch and
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it is actually a lot more fun to play on a keyboard, because you can use both another hand and your feet, and it's just a different kind of response.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, with me, I have the facility here, and with the keyboardist, you definitely with the strings and with MPE, it works very well.
I can see with MPE,
Very well. The double stops on, and it's
Yeah, also
gorgeous.
every controller has its own pros and cons.
Sure.
So let's say if you use MPE, for example, you are combining with one gesture the pressure, so with the note triggering.
Right.
When you play with the keyboard and you use the pedal, basically you are separating those gestures, because you can play with zero expression, and you will hear only the noise of the keys, for example. So each artist develops their own way of playing.
So something like an Osmos or a Continuum or whatever that can do multi-gestural stuff would be the way to. But I mean, even dumb old me on a dumb old synth can make this stuff work, right? You don't have to have.
Yeah. If you use regular keyboard, aftertouch and the mod wheel, for example, you can use the mod wheel for the expression, like the pedal, and then the aftertouch for vibrato, for example.
Okay.
And then you have covered 17-80% of the expressivity.
Right. Okay.
Then if you go,
Yeah, I might add, there is no more fun a thing to just spend a whole afternoon with a Linstrument and a pedal and the cello sound. And the patterns are pretty much all the same, you know? So you really start feeling like, hey, I'm playing a cello. Sorry to cello players. Of course we're not playing a cello. Of course we're not. Of course we're not. But it is so much fun. Yeah, it is. It's such a blast.
yeah, but also, of course, you are playing the real saxophones,
Yeah.
of course. So you can tell the difference between playing a real instruments and the digital,
Yes.
and why you are choosing sometimes to play one instrument and sometimes another one. So we don't want to replace real players.
No, it's a entirely unique, fun experience to play a SWAM instrument, separate from an instrument that, or I'm going to just speak for me, the instruments that I've practiced are great. But to pick this up, there's an economy of effort that I can adjust, and I can play for longer. I can have, and because I'm not tired, the ideas are there. I can play sax all day, but there is definitely a mental decline because it is a physical instrument. And playing with the controller is a little less physical, therefore you have more mental energy. And as well as combining and having an arranger sense of just, I could stack some flutes and some strings and just really go to town, figure out what interests you and try it out. Yeah. Just try it out.
Yeah.
And I'm always surprised at what I get.
Yeah.